Individuation. Individuation was Jung's term for the point at which someone is finally able to integrate the opposites within them, their conscious and unconscious minds. Individuation simply means becoming what you always were, in potentia, fulfilling your unique promise. The result is an individual in the real sense of the word, a whole and indestructible self that can no longer be hijacked by splintered aspects or complexes. But this reintegration does not happen by thinking about it rationally. It is a journey with unexpected twists and turns. Many myths show how we need to follow a path that transcends reason in order to fulfill ourselves in life. Jung went to some lengths to define the self. He understood it to be something different from the ego. In fact, the self incorporated the ego, just as a large circle encloses a smaller one. While the ego relates to the conscious mind, the self belongs to the personal and collective unconsciousness. Jung included in The Archetypes and the Collective Unconscious many reproductions of mandalas, abstract patterned images whose name in Sanskrit means circle. He believed that when a person draws or paints a mandala, unconscious leanings or wants are exposed in its patterns, symbols, and shapes. In his therapeutic practice, Jung found mandalas to have a magical effect, reducing confusion in the psyche to order, and often affecting a person in ways that only became apparent later. They worked because the unconscious is allowed free rein. What has been swept under comes to the surface. Motifs such as egg shapes, a lotus flower, a star or sun, a snake, castles, cities, eyes, and so on, are produced for no obvious reason, yet reflect or draw out processes that are going on deep below that person's conscious thinking. When someone became able to make a meaningful interpretation of the images, Jung observed that it was usually the beginning of psychological healing. It was one step taken in the individuation process. We think we are modern and civilized with all our technology and knowledge, but inside, Jung says, we are still primitives. In Switzerland, he once observed a local witch doctor remove a spell from a stable, in the shadow of a railway line on which several trans-European expresses roared by. Modernity does not do away with the need for us to attend to our unconscious minds. If we do neglect this side of ourselves, the archetypes simply look for new forms of expression, in the process derailing our carefully made plans. Usually the unconscious supports our conscious decisions, but when a gap appears, the archetypes are expressed in strange and powerful ways. We can be ambushed by lack of self-knowledge. The universe of ancient symbols we once used for deciphering life's changes and larger meaning has been replaced by a science, psychology, that was never designed to understand the soul and cater to it. About the scientific mindset in general, Jung wrote, "Heaven has become for us the cosmic space of the physicists, but the heart glows, and a secret unrest gnaws at the roots of our being. Modern man or woman lives with a spiritual emptiness that was once easily filled by religion or mythology. Only a new type of psychology that actually recognized the depth of the psyche would be able to quell this secret unrest."